Case. The computer case, also known as the chassis or tower, is the protective shell that holds all your precious components together. Think of it like your house. It may not be doing the cooking or paying the bills, but without it, your family, or in this case, your computer parts, would be scattered everywhere. A good case shields everything from dust, dirt, and the occasional snack crumb that falls through your keyboard. It also decides how well air flows through the system, which is like your computer's lungs. With poor airflow, your machine starts gasping like someone jogging uphill in flip-flops. Cases come in all shapes and sizes. Small ones that hide under a desk, giant ones that look like alien spaceships, and flashy ones with RGB lights that turn your bedroom into a rave. While it is tempting to buy the cheapest box you can find, remember the case influences cooling, noise, and even how easy it is to build your system. It is not just a fashion choice, it is home security for your PC. Motherboard. The motherboard is the big green circuit board where all the magic happens. If your computer were a city, the motherboard would be the downtown grid, connecting all the neighborhoods and keeping traffic moving smoothly. The CPU, RAM, GPU, storage drives, and even the fans all report to the motherboard. Its job is to make sure everyone talks to each other in harmony. Modern motherboards often come with built-in Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and tons of USB ports, which is like getting free Wi-Fi, parking, and a food court all in one shopping mall. They also define what upgrades you can make in the future. If your motherboard only supports certain CPUs or memory speeds, you are stuck. Picking the wrong motherboard is like buying a house with no room to expand. So while it may not look as glamorous as a graphics card, the motherboard quietly runs the show and makes sure all your parts play nice together. CPU. The central processing unit, or CPU, is the brain of the operation. Every click, keystroke, and program runs through this tiny square chip. It is like having a personal chef who can prepare a meal instantly, but only if they do not have 10 orders shouted at them all at once. Modern CPUs solve this by having multiple cores, like hiring a team of chefs instead of just one. Higher clock speeds mean they can whip up each dish faster, while more cores let them handle multiple recipes at the same time. Whether you are browsing cat memes or editing 4K videos, the CPU makes sure it all happens smoothly. Without a good CPU, your computer feels like a waiter who forgot half your order. With the right one, it is a 5-star dining experience. Graphics card. The graphics card, officially called the graphics processing unit, is the artist of your computer. While the CPU is busy crunching numbers, the GPU is painting pictures, building 3D worlds, and rendering explosions in your favorite video games. Imagine a movie set. The CPU is the director, but the GPU is the camera crew, lighting team, and special effects department rolled into one. Without a GPU, your screen would look like a bad flipbook. Modern graphics cards are incredibly powerful, with features like ray tracing that makes lighting in games look like a Hollywood blockbuster. They are also essential for creative work like 3D modeling, video editing, and even artificial intelligence training. Prices can go sky high, and buying one sometimes feels like competing in an auction for rare art. But if you want smooth graphics and eye-popping visuals, the GPU is the star of the show. RAM, Random Access Memory, or RAM, is your computer's short-term memory. Think of it like your brain's ability to remember what you were just doing. If the CPU is the chef, RAM is the countertop space where ingredients are laid out. The more RAM you have, the bigger the countertop, and the more recipes you can juggle at once. Without enough RAM, your system starts shoving things onto the floor. Programs slow down, windows freeze, and suddenly you are yelling at your computer like it owes you money. RAM does not permanently store information. It forgets everything the moment you turn off your machine, which is why it is only used for active tasks. Modern systems usually come with between 8 and 32 gigabytes of RAM, but power users might stack up much more. If you love multitasking, streaming, gaming, and writing essays all at the same time, RAM is the unsung hero, making sure it all feels effortless. Hard disk. The hard disk drive, or HDD, is the grumpy old grandparent of storage. It has been around since the 1950s when it was the size of a refrigerator and stored less than a modern phone. Unlike RAM, which forgets everything when the power is off, the hard drive remembers permanently, like your grandma remembering embarrassing childhood stories. It stores your files on spinning magnetic platters, kind of like a vinyl record for your data. Hard drives are cheap and can hold massive amounts of stuff, making them great for backups, photo collections, or that giant folder of movies you will watch someday. The downside is that they are slower than modern alternatives, so loading times can feel like waiting for dial-up internet. Still, for affordable bulk storage, the trusty hard drive remains a reliable choice. Asusudi? The solid-state drive, or SSD, is the sleek, speedy cousin of the hard drive. Instead of using spinning platters, it stores data on flash memory chips, which means it can access files almost instantly. Think of it like the difference between mailing a letter and sending a text message. With an SSD, your computer boots up in seconds, games load faster, and everything just feels snappier. They are smaller, quieter, and more durable than hard drives because they have no moving parts. The catch? They are more expensive per gigabyte, so you might not get as much space for the money. Still, most modern computers use SSDs because the speed boost is worth every penny. For people who hate waiting, the SSD is basically a life upgrade. Power supply. The power supply unit, or PSU, is the unsung hero that literally keeps your computer alive. It takes electricity from the wall and converts it into the right kind of power for all your parts. Imagine plugging your phone directly into a power plant. Not a good idea. The PSU makes sure everything gets the energy it needs without frying. A bad power supply is like a sketchy roommate who could blow a fuse at any moment, taking the whole house down with them. A good one is efficient, quiet, and built to last. Some are even modular, meaning you only use the cables you need, which helps keep your system neat instead of looking like a bowl of spaghetti. If reliability and safety matter to you, never cheap out on the PSU. Cooling systems. Cooling systems are the air conditioners of your computer. When CPUs and GPUs work hard, they get hot, like athletes running a marathon in the desert. Without cooling, your system would either slow down to avoid overheating or just pass out altogether. The simplest form is air cooling. Fans blow cool air in, push hot air out, and metal heat sinks soak up the warmth like ice cubes in a drink. More advanced builds use liquid cooling, where a special fluid circulates through tubes and radiators carrying heat away quietly and efficiently. Liquid setups can even look like futuristic science projects, complete with glowing coolant and sleek tubing. Whether basic or fancy, cooling keeps your computer stable and prolongs its life. Skip it, and you might end up with a very expensive space heater instead of a gaming rig. Wi-Fi card? The Wi-Fi card is your computer's way of saying, I do not need cables, I am free. It lets your PC connect to the internet wirelessly, picking up signals from your router like a digital set of rabbit ears. Many modern motherboards already come with Wi-Fi built in, but add-on cards and USB adapters are still common, especially for older systems. Some Wi-Fi cards even include Bluetooth, which is like getting Wi-Fi and friendship bracelets in the same box. With a good card, you can stream movies, play games online, or video call your grandma without dragging a cable across the room. It is a small part, but it makes your computer a lot more flexible and convenient. Output devices. Output devices are how your computer shows off the results of all its hard work. The monitor displays visuals, speakers and headphones handle sound, and printers turn digital files into physical pages. Without them, your computer would just be sitting in the dark, talking to itself. Over the years, monitors evolved from bulky boxes into slim, crystal-clear displays with 4K and HDR, while audio equipment went from tinny little speakers to immersive surround sound. Output devices can get fancy. VR headsets put you inside virtual worlds, and projectors can turn a wall into a movie theater. Whether cheap or premium, these tools define how you experience your machine. A powerful computer with a bad monitor is like a sports car with cardboard windows. Technically it works, but it is not much fun. Input devices. Input devices are how you and your computer have a conversation. The keyboard lets you type, the mouse gives you precision control, and together they are the bread and butter of everyday computing. But the fun does not stop there. Game controllers, drawing tablets, microphones, and even touchscreens give you all kinds of ways to interact. Imagine trying to play a racing game with only a keyboard. It works, but it is like steering a car with chopsticks. Modern input devices are ergonomic, customizable, and designed for long use, making your digital life much more comfortable. They may seem basic, but they shape every click, every command, and every masterpiece you create.